Hi everybody, Staraya here. I'm with Practice Indie and we are going to talk about the fall Ayurvedic tips. As we move into fall, what is happening outside is there is a shift, obviously, and sometimes we can see it more, or some of us can feel it more than others. So we're looking outside and everything is drying out, right? The leaves are falling, everything's crispy and a little bit more clear and cold for sure. The qualities of this is more like dry, rough, mobile, cold, light. These qualities outside of us that are naturally happening are what is also going to start to we'll see these qualities happen within us, and how we can counterbalance some of the health effects is what we're going to talk about today. So depending on what dosha type you are, so remember there's 3 different doshic types. There's vata, pitta, kapha. If you're more of a vata person, this season is definitely going to affect you more than others. That is because the qualities of a vata person are the same as the qualities of winter. And if you remember, one of the main principles, like increases like and opposites balance. So in varying degrees, depending on your dosha, there's things that you want to pull into your routine and into your diet to help you just feel better, more balanced, more grounded, more nourished throughout the fall and winter months. So let's just talk about what happens during the fall. So outside we see the leaves on the trees starting to change colors, and this is called a thermal accumulation. And what's happening in the trees is the heat is rising, and it's called creating the coloring of the leaves. On the fruited trees, the trees are ripening and then dropping. And so that is an up and out movement of the heat from the summer from the trees. That also needs to happen in a similar way in our bodies. So we are accumulating heat in our body, and we need to be able to purge some of that heat in order to stay healthy. But if we have too much heat as we move into winter, that's when we can experience more rashes, dryness, and cracking in the skin. Also more headaches because that heat is rising, as well as more cold and flu and hay fevers and allergy symptoms, because everything is drying out from too much heat. And so we want to counterbalance that. What nature gives us is this beautiful fruit, like apples, pears, peaches during this fall time, that is really high in fiber. And it also has more of like a laxative effect that helps pull heat from the body, and then we eliminate that through our elimination organs. So we should be actually consuming these fruits in higher quantities for the fall months to help to purge. You'll notice that your stools will be looser, you might have more urination. That's actually a really good thing to help draw everything out from the fall. And then we move into winter, and then we can set up our bodies well. If we just skip this step, that's when we start to see that we might end up being more sick, getting more flus, and that sort of thing during the winter. So fall regimen is super important. And then moving into winter, when it gets a lot colder, that's when, you know, the dryness really kicks in. We start to see that we can become more mucousy because our mucous membranes are producing to help counterbalance that dryness. But what happens is then that mucus is a perfect breeding ground for bacteria that causes our colds and flus. So we want to try to not allow ourselves to get as dry, so that we do not have that accumulation of mucus. So what we want to do is look at favoring the flavors of sweet, sour, and salty. These flavors during the winter months, again, are going to counterbalance the cold, dry, rough qualities of winter. These foods are more like bananas, avocados, your sweet potatoes, your yams, your butternut squashes, so your winter squashes in general, your beets, your carrots, the more nuts, more meats that have like good fat on them, deep sea fish, lots of different oils like your olive oil, avocado oil, ghee, grass-fed butter. Those things in larger quantities are really good. And and then using also spices. So your cinnamon, cumin, cloves, ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper. And then also what's really important is to also increase the salt intake, and black pepper, definitely use that as well. But salt is super important because it does heat the body. It also works as a channel to draw the minerals and vitamins from your food and draw that into the cells. So that can be something that we don't think about, but increasing good salt. So not your bleached table salt, but your good salt like Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, the pink salt. All the salts that are actually not pure white are what is going to be the most beneficial for your body, because they have all of the, it's like 60 plus minerals that are really important on a cellular level for our body. So increasing the salt intake. If you think about it, when you sprinkle salt on your ice, right, that salt heats and melts the ice. Well, it is doing the same thing in the body. Salt is warming. So that's why we want to increase that during the colder months. Another thing is looking at just kind of our day-to-day activities and how we set ourselves up for the day. So if you're somebody that gets really cold, make sure you dress in layers. We should all be wearing scarves and hats. We lose a lot of heat out of our heads. Also, the wind moving in through our ears can cause a lot of colds and flus for some of us, or can be really we can be really sensitive to that. So always wearing a hat on the head is a good thing. Making sure that you stay away from drafts, making sure that you keep your feet covered at all times. So no walking around barefoot during the winter, especially for women. That is, I know we're looking more at Ayurvedic, but also Chinese medicine says that that meridian that's from the bottom of the feet go up our legs into the pelvis. For women, when we have really cold feet or have bare feet during the winter, that can cause reproductive issues and also menstrual issues like painful periods and cramping and that sort of thing. So that is something to just be aware of. And yeah, warm foods. So warm foods are key, as well as warm liquids. So drinking warm lemon water in the morning time, drinking warm teas throughout the day. This will help keep the body warm from the inside out. It also prevents drying from the inside out as well. And then on top of that, warm oil massage. So Abhyanga, super important in these winter months. And like I said, if you're a Vata person, this is going to be key for you to do. And if you are super Vata, try to do this every day. But if it's something that you can just carve out at least, 2 or 3 times a week, your body will, you'll just see a really subtle difference in the way that your skin feels, but also the way your nervous system is reacting in the winter months. And it's warming. oil in a pot, making it just so it's warm, not hot, and then bringing it to your bathroom, making sure your bathroom is warm. So then when you are undressed, you're not freezing. So you want to set up your environment to be warm. You massage the oil from your feet, up your legs, to your hands, up your arms, and then the circular motions on the belly. And also you can massage your face. If you do it at night, massaging the head is great as well. And then stepping into a warm shower or bath, allowing the heat to open the pores. The oil moves in and is digested through the skin. It's very calming for the nervous system, and it can allow you to also feel warmer throughout the whole day. Another thing is us families with children. So dairy tends to be, this controversial subject, but milk is, in Ayurveda, is tended or looked at as being very, very healing. So we want to look at cutting out a lot of the dairy products during the winter, especially cold dairy. So your yogurts, your cheeses, that sort of thing is going to create more mucus, which is just more opportunity for bacteria to thrive. So cutting that out. However, warm milk at night with spices like cinnamon and cardamom and some ghee and black pepper and turmeric is going to be beneficial. And if you're somebody that tolerates milk, that can be a very nice alternative. Also giving that to kids in a small quantity can be nice before bedtime, but really looking at your children's intake in dairy and during the winter months, trying to eliminate that, because kids tend to be more mucousy overall, and dairy contributes to that. If you're able to get raw dairy, that would be a wonderful, wonderful option, and it is less irritating. And so those nightly cups of warm golden milk are going to be even more beneficial for you. Other than that, just notice how your body is showing up during these transitions. So some of us need to have this time to really go within. The winter months are definitely darker. They tend to ask us to be more introspective, to slow down. This is a great time to start or reintroduce your meditation practice, or maybe it's a journaling practice or some creativity practice where you're drawing or painting, something where there is more stillness in your life. And this can create more balance, because this is also when nature's deepest rest happens. And so it is also asking us to do the same. And if you've had a 2020 like I have, this would be a really good time to commit to that deep rest and deep nourishment for your body. So if you want to learn more, we will be doing an Ayurveda Nerd Out session here October 19th through the 22nd. So it's just evening sessions, 8 to 8:30, and we'll be just coming together online through Zoom as a group. You can ask questions, but I'll be going over more recipes, more self-care, more tips and ideas of how to transition from summer into fall and winter with just a little bit more ease, and hopefully just allowing yourself to repair from the summer months and find some deep rest and nourishment. So thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care, and namaste.